I wanted to have a life where I could be with my kids and, take my son to school.
What if your body gives you warning signs, but you miss them every time?
I'm in pain. I'm intense pain.
Because for Michael J. Fox, it all began with a single twitch.
The trembling was a message.
And then everything changed.
Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991. He was just 29 years old.
And the terrifying part is, every year the cases for Parkinson's disease rise beyond control.
It's the fastest growing neurological disease. Cases are expected to double by 2040.
But is there a way to prevent it? Which early signs and risk factors do you need to look out for? We will reveal 4 detrimental daily habits that cause Parkinson's disease and some simple yet powerful changes you can make in your lifestyle today that will reduce your chances of developing it when you least expect it. In order to understand this illness, we need to take a look at Michael J. Fox's tragic yet inspirational story. Were there early signs that Michael should have seen coming? Let's see if you can trace them. Michael J. Fox was born in 1961 in Alberta, Canada. It was in junior high that he finally found his passion.
I'm not gonna see me anything.
His drama teacher became the reason Michael started an acting career.
When I was 16, my acting teacher thrust a newspaper into my hands. They're looking for a bright 12-year-old kid.
Michael got the role, so at the age of 17, he quit high school and moved to LA. After a couple of years, he landed the role of Alex P. Keaton in the iconic TV show Family Ties. And then, one after the other, acting offers started pouring in. One of his most legendary roles is in the Back to the Future trilogy, which became an instant cult classic.
And the winner is Michael J. Fox.
But while his career soared to new heights, Michael also found himself falling in love. In 1988, he married his co-star Tracy Polland, and in 1989, the couple welcomed their first child. And then on the set of Doc Hollywood in 1991, it finally happened.
For Christ's sake, it's just your freaking finger. But it wasn't mine. It was somebody else's.
His pinky finger couldn't stop trembling. Michael decided to get it checked by a neurologist, and that is when he received news that changed his life forever. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. But he was just 29. He had so much more he wanted to do in his life.
I never gave a second thought to sharing my diagnosis with anyone. I had work to do.
He kept working on new movies, won several prestigious awards, and welcomed 2 daughters into his family. And all this time, no one except for his family knew of Michael's silent battle with Parkinson's. But this could not last long. Eventually, he decided to go public with his diagnosis and soon retired from full-time acting. Michael had found a new purpose in life, raising awareness about Parkinson's and its devastating impacts.
If you pity me, it's never going to get to me.
In 2001, he launched the Michael J. Fox Foundation, a nonprofit that has raised over $1.75 billion in a search for a cure. Michael believes that it is the love from his family that has kept him so strong. Even today, Michael looks back at his life with fondness and humor. His autobiography, Lucky Man, became a New York Times bestseller. He wants to tell his story while he still can. In his career so far, he has received 5 Emmys, 4 Golden Globes, and 1 Grammy, and an honorary Oscar award. Risk factors and early signs. Parkinson's is a heartbreaking thing for Michael and his family to live with.
I'm in pain. I'm intense pain.
In order to face an illness like Parkinson's, you need to understand it first, as it is actually part of an umbrella term for various kinds of cognitive decline. The most common type of dementia is Alzheimer's disease, which makes up for 60 to 80% of all cases. Around 5 to 10% of cases are mainly Lewy body, vascular dementia, and Parkinson's disease. Yes, PD, as in Parkinson's disease, is becoming increasingly common. But it is not a healthy part of aging. As of today, there is no perfect cure for it. The question is, are you at risk of developing Parkinson's disease? And to find the answer, you need to take an honest look at your lifestyle. Here are some of the biggest risk factors of Parkinson's disease: older age, diet that causes high levels of internal inflammation, genetic trait, toxin and pesticide exposures, acute trauma or other direct brain injury, depression, anxiety, or loneliness. The tricky thing is that it is very difficult for doctors to pick up on early symptoms of Parkinson's. Only the person experiencing those symptoms can catch the warning signs. So now you have a job that no one else can do for you. Watch out for these early signs. If you have problems with resting tremor and stiffness in your body, slowness of movement and balance problems, short-term memory and concentration, depression, physiospatial skills such as drawing and buttoning your shirt, constipation and losing sense of smell, it might be time to see a doctor. Some people may also have trouble learning new things, as well as have trouble talking or making decisions that affect their everyday life. PD is a lifelong and progressive disease, which means that symptoms slowly worsen over time. Every diagnosis is unique with its own mix of symptoms. Lifestyle changes. Since there is no proven cure for this disease, you need to learn how to prevent it today by avoiding habits which increase the risk of Parkinson's and making 4 very simple lifestyle changes. Number 1, cut down on food filled with pesticides. This means that you better say goodbye to the dirty dozen, or what the Environmental Working Group has called the most pesticide-contaminated foods. For example, strawberries, spinach, kale, collard, and mustard greens, apples, cherries, and blueberries. According to EWG research, dirty dozen foods contain pesticides. Instead, choose organic food, or what the EWG call the Clean 15. These include, for example, avocados, pineapple, asparagus, cabbage, mangoes, and sweet potatoes. These fruits and vegetables tested have very low or no traces of pesticides. Aim for a balanced diet of whole foods like vegetables and fruits, lean protein, beans and legumes, and whole grains. Maintain the right balance between omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Look into a Mediterranean diet, as research by Harvard Medical School shows that it also helps reduce blood pressure and cardiovascular disease. The second very important lifestyle change is increase the amount of daily exercise. According to University of Maryland Medical Center, physical activity increases strength, balance, and coordination. It also keeps your heart strong and healthy, which allows patients diagnosed with Parkinson's disease to live longer. Regular exercise enables your neurons to maintain old connections in your brain and also make new ones. This means that physical activity can not just help prevent PD, but also treat it. The third powerful lifestyle change is improve your body composition. More muscle mass and less fat mass in our body helps improve brain cognitive function and decrease the risk of dementia and Parkinson's disease. The World Health Organization recommends at least 150 to 300 minutes of moderate aerobic activity per week for all adults, and an average of 60 minutes for children and adolescents. All physical activity counts. Weekly training routines should consist, for example, of 2 to 3 gym sessions to increase muscle mass, and 2 to 3 aerobic workouts for multiple heart health and weight management benefits. The fourth lifestyle change: stay in work life for as long as possible. According to research, people who retire earlier die earlier. After factoring in things like medical conditions, research has found that your daily problem solving and socializing at work increases mental exertion, which is needed to keep your brain young and active and prevent brain decline and dementia-related diseases. To learn how to prevent dementia, watch our video on Bruce Willis to learn 4 powerful lifestyle choices you can make today to make sure that your brain remains sharp and you avoid this deadly disease.